I teach 4th grade, and I just wanted to share with you some of the things I have learned today in our Apple Foundations training, just day 1. The first thing I wanted to show you is if you open Safari, you're going to see this Google search bar up here, and my theme for this training has been Nebraska history. So let's say I wanted to search for a Nebraska history article. And I'll come down to this Kansas-Nebraska Act. Got some information on this page that I may want to work with my classroom. And so if I scroll down, you'll see that there's some text here and a really nice feature in Safari. If I wanted to highlight the text that I needed to see, I can also have it read to students by coming up here to Edit, Speech, and Start Speaking.
The Kansas-Nebraska Act was an 1854 bill that mandated popular sovereignty, allowing settlers of a territory to decide whether slavery would be allowed within a new state's borders.
And then I can
Proposed
stop
by Steve.
the speaking at any time also. So that's a really nice feature for those students who may have visual impairments, or students that aren't strong readers, or even if they just want to read along. Another thing that Safari has up here, up at the top, is this reader button, and if I wanted more information on this page and I clicked on a reader, it's going to pop up, looks like an article or a section of the article, and on this I can go ahead and highlight again what I'd like to be read. Go up to Edit, Speech, Start Speaking.
This 1854 bill to organize Western territories became part of the political whirlwind of sectionalism and railroad building, splitting two major.
So again, I can have that read aloud to students. Another thing that I wanted to show you, when you are in this aspect of reader, if I go ahead and save this, or if I go up to print, and then I want to save it as a PDF, so I come down here, save as a PDF, and this is going to allow me to work with it on the side and maybe add some highlights, maybe some annotations to it. So I go down and I find it. Here it is up here. When I open it, it's going to open in Adobe Reader, which I'm not sure. I was hoping it would open in Preview. But since it's here, I can add some speech bubbles, more to explore. This will give me some information. If you were viewing this, through the Rover Cart, students could come, if they had it in their drive, they could click on this little speech bubble and it would give them more information over here. Here is more information for you to read about the Kansas-Nebraska Act. So when I'm done with that, it disappears, but yet the speech bubble is still here. So as a student sees this document, they can click on the speech bubble and it's going to give them more information, whatever it is that I decided to type in, or if I wanted it to explain a little bit more about a certain person, you could just add whatever information you wanted to. So that's a really nice feature. There's a highlighting tool, which is nice if I want to go down and make sure that they really pay attention to certain people. President Franklin Pierce. Maybe I want them to remember that Kansas was admitted to statehood in 1861. So these are just really nice features. Once I'm done here, Oops. I can save this. And now my speech bubble has been saved, the highlighting has been saved as well. All right. Another item that I learned today had to do with the system preferences. This was a really nice thing to learn because we've been using our Macs all year long, or even for a couple of years, and there are just some things that I was not familiar with. Universal access, when we clicked on this, Jenny showed us how we could turn our zooming on and off. I think it was in the trackpad down under hardware. In the trackpad, this showed some really nice ways to use the trackpad on your laptop. Scroll and zoom. I really like zooming in and out. Pinch with 2 fingers. The smart zoom, double tap with 2 fingers. Rotate. You can rotate a picture, rotate items. And then over here, these are really nice to pinch the thumb and 3 fingers in order to see your launch pad. So if we do that, it'll bring you right to the launch pad and then back out. And under showing your desktop, you can do kind of the opposite, and it'll make those items kind of disappear, and then you can pull it right back. So I thought that was very neat. And that was under hardware and trackpad. One more thing, or maybe 2 more things I wanted to show you. One thing that I found very helpful today was Evernote, and I went ahead and downloaded Evernote so that I had it down on my dock. And you can see that when I open it, I've got my notebooks here. I just created 1 notebook here so far today, but you can add a new notebook and title it whatever you want. And then when that's done, you've got a new notebook there. If I go ahead and show you some of the notes that I created today, I've got one Apple Foundations Training Day 1, Nebraska History, some notes that I took about Nebraska history, some helpful hints that I learned, and then the Sam R model. If we look at the AFT Day 1 note that I took, you can see the full version over here on the right-hand side of the page. And if I wanted to create a new note, for example, tomorrow I'm going to want a new note, I may decide to click here. It's untitled right now, but if I go ahead and click here, it'll probably be named AFT Day 2. And you can see that it pops up right over here. And I will start typing away tomorrow because I'm sure that there's so much that we're going to learn again. So if I go back to my AFT Day 1, I wanted to show you also that in here we learned some Mac shortcuts today, and although I wrote them in over here under my helpful hints note, I also can show you real quickly some of the ones that I learned. So if you highlight your text in any program that you're in, that you can write text and type text and edit things, highlighting your text and using the Command B will make it bold. Command I will italicize it. If I wanted to underline something, Command U will underline that for you. Command Q will quit. And it took me right back out of Evernote. And so I'm done with Evernote, sharing that with you. I'm not sure how many items I'm at right now, but there's one more thing that I really enjoy using. I know we talked about it a little bit, but in Finder, off to the side here, you'll see that there is an airdrop. And we learned how to, it's kind of dragging and dropping a file for maybe colleagues or even students or classmates. Students can do this with each other in AirDrop, and you can see that this is my little icon here. But if I am in the same room as my colleagues who have AirDrop open, then their pictures will show up somewhere within this area. And let's say I wanted to share with them a file of mine, and if I just pull this one off of my desktop, this was a Kansas, Nebraska, it was the PDF, if I took this and I placed it on top of their picture, then it would directly send to them, which is really nice. It saves time instead of going into my email and attaching it into an email and sending it over. It's just a lot quicker, it's easy, and it's pretty quick. They'll get it right away. So those are all of the things that I have learned today in our Apples Foundations Training Day 1. And I am really looking forward to the rest of the things that we're going to learn throughout our training. And I've learned tonight that even though you are going to stumble upon obstacles, I learned to overcome them, and I was still able to do my assignment tonight. So happy about that. Thank you for watching or listening.